Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube, and it's been a strong minute. ManDemUtd podcast is back, obviously with Euro 2024 and Copa America 2024. This show took a small hiatus. Literally, the only thing I enjoy about Manchester United is doing this show. That is the car. I get to talk to all the man, talk to the gang. That is legit it. But we are back, people. It will be back every Tuesday, 4:30 p.m. all the way up until the start of the season, and then throughout the season. And that being said, with Manchester United, we are always in the news, so you never know when you might get a surprise show as well. But please keep all your comments or your questions Manchester United related, please, people. Erik Ten Hag breaks silence on JADON Sancho, so we will be discussing that. They had declared the air talks. Sancho is back in training. He is back in contention. Could he still be sold? We'll be discussing that. Lenny Yoro, that's another link. Another player Manchester United have been linked with. You've got De Ligt, another player Manchester United have been linked with and have been talking to his club and his representatives as well. Agate, those links have kind of gone quiet. You got the Turkish fullback. I can't remember his name. We've also got the winger from Girona. I can't pronounce his name, so I'm not even going to try. But you lot know who I'm talking about. And even outside of that, we actually made a signing. Joshua Zirkzee is now in as well, so we will be discussing that as well. But before I bring in the gang and we get to everything, make sure you hit the like button on the video. So important you do that. Already at double figures, so big up to you lot. But hit that like button, whether you're watching this live right now or watching this back after. Share across all the socials at That's Me Flawless, at Sarcasm City TV, across all socials. And of course, on top of those two things, make sure you subscribe to the channel, Sarcasm City TV as well. It is rolled to 12K people, but a couple of the man them are in the building, so let's get to it. Ivorian is back, Sheik is back. What you man telling me, man? You man bless.
Let me go first. Bless, man. Had a good
course.
break from all of this nonsense, Manchester United, and just focusing on Euros and etc. But I'm glad to be back, man. It's time to get back to business, talking about Manchester United, the ManDemUtd podcast. I'm sure everyone as well that's watching is probably excited to have this podcast back. You know, that was a long break, but it was needed, Flawless. Big up to Sheik as well. You know, nice to see you, my brother. It is nice to see you. I hope you enjoyed the Copa America, Sheik, down the state size, you know.
Yeah, man. Thoroughly enjoyed both the Euros and Copa, to be honest. Shout out to Flawless, obviously, for all the content. I was on the playback for some of the watch-alongs and stuff like that. But I missed the show, man. This show is one of my favorite shows to be honest, on YouTube. So especially with all of the people that show up as well. So I've been dying to hear everyone's thoughts on stuff that's been going around our club. So I woke up on time today. I was super excited. I'm here, man. Let's go.
I have missed this show, and because we haven't spoken in so long, I don't know. Sheik, obviously, we've been on watch-alongs, and so I have more of an idea of your show, but we kind of try and avoid Manchester United topics as it is. So I don't know fully what you've got to say. Ivorian, we've not spoken in a strong minute as well, so I don't even know your thoughts on like the Sancho, Ten Hag, Zirkzee, Agate, De Ligt. Obviously, the players moving. Kambawala left. Maguire could be leaving. Lindelof, McTominay. You know what the Manchester United merry-go-round is like. Roundabout. Always, so we're a busy roundabout in on a main road. There's always something going on, no matter what time it is. So I probably will start there. Like I said, Erik Ten Hag breaks silence on JADON Sancho. So this news broke. This was a few days ago that he was back in training and he had cleared their air talks, etc. And then Ten Hag has actually spoken about it. Big up to Warrior J, as he says, Ten Hag on JADON Sancho. We've drawn the line. We move on. Manchester United need good players, and JADON Sancho is a good player. We have drawn that line and we move on. Yes, and that is via the Manchester United. That is via the MEN. But Romano tweeted about this as well. And big up to Shebs. And someone who I know is ecstatic about, saying that news. I know he feels like he won. Got to welcome him back, like I say, man. One of the most hilarious dons just in this content creator space, period. My like Eddie is in the building. Yes, Eddie, what are you saying, fam?
Yes, sir.
Boys.
You still in Kenya, are you?
We back.
It's still Kenya. It's still Kenya. Hey, they got some stuff going on in the U.S. I might park it out here for a little bit. We ain't gonna say nothing, but I heard something.
I heard too, man.
I heard something about some guns, but hey, it's the U.S. So what do I know? But yeah, man, I'm on this side. You feel me? But we won. We want continue, Flawless. I was just hearing it. If you want to
It's all
repeat it
good.
for people who just coming through,
Yes,
shout out to everybody listening. Go ahead and repeat that one
I
time.
will do. So yeah, this is Eric Ten Hag, Jadon Sancho. We've drawn the line. We move on. Manchester United need good players, and Jadon is a good player. We have drawn the line and we move on. Yes, and that is via the Manchester United MEN. And like I said, a few days ago, pictures came out of Jadon Sancho in training. So Ivorian, we'll start with you. Thoughts on Sancho being back, and also thoughts on Ten Hag's comments as well on Sancho.
First of all, I was caught off surprised to see that Sancho himself is returning to Manchester United, because before last week, prior to that, there was so many news regarding Sancho. Outlets coming saying that Manchester United are, strong on letting Sancho go. There's no returns and etc. And this came from various outlets as well. But then the big news that came in, and that is as well surprising, because I thought it was done. The relationship between Sancho, Manchester United, or Sancho and ERIK Ten Hag was done, because we all thought there was an opportunity for Sancho to come back based on ERIK Ten Hag being sacked. And then we found out that ERIK Ten Hag was staying, and they were like, "Hey, Sancho, you're not coming back, Like, the guy that you wanted him gone is still staying, so I don't know what you're saying." But for Sancho to come back, it's as simple as that. It's a situation where both managers probably sat down and say, "You know what? You ain't saying sorry. I ain't saying sorry, but really and truly, I really am sorry." And the other one probably felt the same and say, "You know what? I'm sorry for the bullshit that I did," but without saying sorry, and say, "You know what? Let's move on." It's good for the club, because it feels like a new signing. Sancho feels like a new signing, because we've been missing a quality right winger for a while. Yes, Ahmed was there. Anthony hasn't been the best, and Garnacho deputized at right wing. But having Sancho back, it tells Sancho, listen, this is your final chance. You come back to Manchester United, everything has to go well for you. Whether you was told you're not been working hard, or you believe you've been working hard, you have to work extra hard now, because the ball's in your court. All eyes is on you to perform, and we want to see you perform. You've been here for quite a long time, and you've been given a second chance. And not many people get a second chance when they clap back at the manager or when they clap back at the football club. We saw Ronaldo got kicked out after he had his interview with Piers Morgan. That happened. We saw Roy Keane get kicked out as soon as he had that famous interview on MUTV, blasting all the players. So it's a second chance for him. But this time, for Sancho, my message to you is have the right people around you, and just work on your game and improve, because I'm happy. We all know that Sancho's a talented player and he's back. But at the same time, I'm a man of discipline. I'm a disciplinarian man, and I'm always for the business. And he's disrespected the business in a way that he shouldn't have done. And punishment is needed. Yes, he can say he's been punished enough by being exiled from the first team, not being able to train, but apology is still warranted. And it might not be for
Yeah, I was going to ask, what was it that you don't like that he did initially?
Oh, it's the fact that he clapped back against his employers. Like, to me, like I said before, I come from a managerial aspect. I'm a manager in my head and everything. I'm an older brother as well, and I come from African heritage, where people who are older than you have to respect them and speak to them with some respect as well. So to be my club, he disrespected my club in a way. He clapped back at the manager. It made right or wrong. Overall, it's the wrong thing to do. You don't do that to your employers. They pay your bills, but there is some warrant of punishment. He needs to apologize to the fans first of all. He doesn't have to apologize to ERIK Ten Hag. He doesn't even have to apologize to Manchester United. It's us. We are the collateral damage. We the one that went through. Look at Eddie. Eddie went through it. His emotions was up and down.
Man, I'm gonna let the brother cook when he cooking.
So like Sancho needs to come and do his thing and says, "Eddie, I'm sorry for my behavior. I kind of let you down. I wasn't there to play for Manchester United. I was playing for Dortmund instead of playing for Manchester United. I'm sorry, my black brother. I didn't mean that. It happens to us. We lose our tempers. We lose our control. But at the same time, it shouldn't take you so many months to realize mistakes. But I'm glad they hashed it out like grown-ass men. It is what it is, man. But glad to see Sancho back. It's time for him to work hard. It's a new leaf of life. It's his return. Work hard, Sancho, and then we're all behind you. We're all behind him regardless whether what he's done. But it's time for him to work hard. Well done. Welcome back.
Yeah, I agree with the working on his game and working hard, which you should do anyway, because we'll get into like him actually being back in the fold and him actually playing. And yes, from a technical aspect, you are right in regards to clapping back at your employers. But the reason why I don't criticize him, and this is why people will say I'm hard to work with,
Flawless does it himself.
I would have done the exact same thing.
I know.
This is why I've not criticized Sancho the entire time, and people always go back to form, and people will say, because I remember me and Double A talking about it on Saeed's show, and he was like, "Oh, that would put you in the bracket," and people would say you're hard to work with, which technically you're right. That's why even saying what you're wrong, Ivorian, because from a technical aspect, you shouldn't go at your employee. But in that scenario, the reason why I haven't criticized Sancho is because I would have done the exact same thing in that scenario. If I believed, and which he believed, the manager was lying on his name, and because we don't have proof either way, that's where it stems from. But I hear you. That's why with me, that's why when people are like, "Oh, they want an apology." I don't need no apology for Sancho. I'm not a hypocrite like that. For acting
No, but
the
he
same
should
way you
apologize
reacted.
for we collected the collateral damage. We got to see Anthony for the whole entire season.
You know what we
could see someone else.
We was, you know what we was? Unfair collateral damage. I'll take that.
Yeah.
We was unnecessary collateral damage in there. And you know what the maddest part is? I don't think, even if he stays at that point, because of their relationship and how it was, I don't think he was gonna look how long he was gonna get game time. Look how long it took Diallo to get game time. We was all banging on all season, not saying Diallo was the savior, but our attack had been so poor and players were performing so poorly. Just give him a shot. And look what happened. We gave him a shot and he made a difference. He actually contributed massively to us winning a trophy. Our better performances, and I use that very loosely, I should say not even better team performances, better individual performances, I would say, came from him. He was the shining light in what was less than a bleak season. You know what I'm saying? Grim like this summer in England. That's what it was like. But yeah, that I hear what you're saying. But like I say, that's just me. But then it's characters and stuff. But Eddie, thoughts on it, on Sancho being back? I know you were.
I'm happy he's back.
I mean, seeing him back in training.
I'm happy he's back. That's it. But you know, when a brother's right, I gotta give him this credit. Ivorian was right, bro. My fault. I got some text messages coming in.
It's all good for him.
Yeah, I mean, because it was a mess. And you know me, I say it every time Ahmed start talking. Don't nobody want to hear that shit. And that was me. That was me the whole time. I don't want to hear none of this going on, bro.
Yeah.
I want to hear about, he owes me an apology. Oh, I'm going to run to Twitter and tell him how I really feel. And like, Flawless, I'm with you because I'm the same way. I'm going to call you out. But my thing is, I'm surgical with mine, bro. I got to be, because you already know. When we look like we look and we keep it a little bit too real, it's just us. Not too many people running to our defense. So that's when he said, like, you know, the employer thing. I'm like, yeah, bro, I kept it real with an employer. I pulled her into the office. I was like, look, this is A, B, and C. This is how it is. This is what it looked like to me. And she understood that. And she was respectful enough to implement what I was saying. Ten Hag don't strike me as that kind of person, bro.
Yeah.
That's why I'm already knowing. Ineos brought that brother in. He said, yo, you know you're put through some bullshit, right?
So do you think it was that? Because people have mentioned that. Someone mentioned it in the chat already. Sorry to cut you off, Eddie, because you mentioned that. Lex hilariously mentioned that on the Yardman podcast, where they're basically saying, I'm paraphrasing, but it wasn't no clear the air talks. Ineos were like, bring him back. It wasn't like a Ten Hag decision. Is that where you stand with it as well? Because somebody said, here we go. Yeah. Still, he said it. Ineos forced Ten Hag to put Sancho back in the team with the laughing emoji. So yeah, go on, carry on. Just wait to get to that.
You got to think about it. Ten Hag was right here. Sancho was right here. There was no movement whatsoever. And then all of a sudden, it's like this again.
So you're telling me it's like when your parents make you kiss and make up with their kids, like you give your brother a hug right now. Say sorry.
Yeah. It was a real, you give her the real tight hug, like like bear hug. If I'd slam you right now if I could, but mom and pop are looking right now, so I can't. I done been there. I didn't try to put my little brother to the table. That's another story for another day. But that's what it was, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, we're men at the end of the day. We got pride. We got ego. Especially when you pay me millions of dollars to do this football shit. And I don't believe in what you're saying. And then you go out there I said it when it happened, on international television, you tell people, I don't give a damn about training. Pretty much. That was going to be smoke regardless. Now me, again, I'm the type, I'm a park in your parking spot. I'm gonna wait for you, and I'm gonna pull up on you and be like, "Yo, what's that shit you was talking about, bro?" I don't go to Twitter, but I'm not one of them, these young kids, bro.
Yeah,
I'm not. That's how they get down. So it was a mess, both parties included. I just said, who's less on bullshit? Like if somebody had never done this thing right here, none of this would have happened. That's how I think about shit like that.
Well,
and he already knew he wasn't getting playtime.
Yeah.
Right. You can make a fool of this dude. Honestly. Because he kind of did when you look at his Champions League performances, how Dortmund,
because he went and his stocks rose because he went there and performed to a good. It performed to a good level, because if he would have went there and performed poorly, he would have been getting criticized.
It's that simple. It's that simple. So Ineos is a big factor in this. Probably the primary factor in all this happening the way it has. And the right wing position is one of those positions that we're like overly stocked. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. Just to finish, like you've seen the progression of Ahmad. You've seen what Sancho can do. You invested 80 million euros in Anthony with no conversations of selling him anytime soon. Somebody's going to be unhappy. So I'm anxious to see how that develops, or because again, it seems to me like they're banking on Rashford or Garnacho holding down that left spot. Striker, you just bought a striker. You have Højlund. So right wing is pretty much the only place he can solidify himself.
Eddie, the way you said we have Højlund says everything. So man didn't say anything more.
Let me stop. A magnificent Euros campaign by Starboy, if I may say so. I just sit and I watch, and I'm like, Go on, young lad. Cook. Yeah, man. We move, man. We move. It'll be interesting. It's interesting to see this whole thing develop throughout the season, though. For real.
Yeah, and just before we get to Sheik, we'll see how it develops, because you never know. Because Manchester United haven't denied anything about maybe selling him, but they said he'll be involved in prison. Another question is the whole Sancho thing. Could it be a situation where he's on high wages, very tough to sell as well, and then just thought to himself, you know what, we can't sell this guy. There's no point. Just you two make up right now.
It could be. It could be a bunch of things. Like I remember before the Sancho news broke out, he was heavily linked to Juventus, linked. And then all of a sudden we hear that like he's made up with the manager and stuff like that. And that's why, like, for me, it poses a couple of questions. Like, one, was this an Ineos thing where Ineos went up to both of them, or like, yo, we know you guys have differences, but just pattern it up. We're trying to get the season like up and going. Like, we don't need any of these distractions and stuff like that. Or the both of them just decided to squash it themselves, and we're like, yo, we're bigger than this. Like, we have, there's the bigger picture is back this season. So
oh, Lord of mercy, I've missed
Sancho, you are part of this bigger picture now. So like, So maybe that's what it was. But honestly, like I said, the whole Sancho thing, you guys know my thoughts about Sancho. I think he's a good player. His career at United at the same time has not been the best. I think this is definitely a chance that he is getting. Could potentially be his final chance. But it's just the fact that were we not able to sell Sancho? Are we not looking to sign wingers? Like, is that what's going on and why we decided to keep him? If that's the case, then cool, I get it. Like, it makes sense. But we'll see. This is still Ten Hag at the end of the day. We don't know if he's gonna get game time. We don't know where he's gonna play, because the last time Sancho played, he played central. He played as a false nine in preseason. So I don't know where he's going to play, especially when we've just bought a striker. I don't think we end up playing this whole false nine thing again, but we'll see. We'll see how it all goes. And in terms of other players too, like, what does this mean for the likes of Ahmad? Like, will we see lesser game time of Ahmad? Which I'm not for that, because I want him to play more, because he deserved his chance last season. He stepped up. If anything, he stepped up in Sancho's position. Like, he basically, when asked to do a job, did a job. So I think he's rightfully warranted his spot, not in the starting lineup, but in the team itself, like over Sancho for sure. But what does this mean for players like Anthony? Does Anthony get to leave? Like, does he go down the pecking order? Who goes down the pecking order, right? So it's like all these questions, which we will get answered when the season starts, and we'll see.
That's a valid point. Big up to Manch. Yeah, we could wish. I don't see that happening, unfortunately. Big up Flawless Ivorian, Sheik, and Eddie. I still think Sancho goes this summer. Ten Hag has lied about players in the past. Big up to Manch as well. Big up Nephew in the chat. I'll get to that. Also, Seedorf, we will talk about, because we actually haven't spoken about Ten Hag extending because, the show wasn't on at that time, so we will get to that. So much to discuss. We have, and big up to African Cat K, who says, anyone remember Salah saying, if I speak, I'm in trouble. This is how you act when your employer is wrong. Here's my thing with that. This is how you're supposed to act. But like I said, everybody's different. I can only speak for me. I am wired different. And I said it at the time the Sancho situation happened. I said it during the duration, and I've said it. You are not going to lie on my name and lie about my work and affect future work potentially. And I don't say anything because you are my employer. That is just how I am. I don't care. And I've said this before. Team leader, colleague, boss, CEO, you could own the company. There's jobs I've worked and I've had arguments with the owner of the company. For those that are in the UK, you lot might remember what advert was it? Because he ran the call center I worked in. The guy it was the bug off offer, and he used to sell the windows, and it was buy one get one free. Anyone who's old enough in the chat remember it was the old white guy used to do. You buy one, you get one free.
You buy one, you get one free.
Yes,
is that him, innit? Oh
yes, him.
Yeah.
I had an argument with him. And he was the owner of the place because he was talking some rubbish to me in the building, and I'm like,
"Let me ask you something.
Talk to me about it." Yeah, go on. Go on.
Did you respect the office? Even like, did you respect it that
much?
Oh
yeah, of course. Yeah. No, the office.
Like, because cool. I say that because I'm here, and it's like I'm just gonna use me as an example, right?
Yeah.
Like, she was on some foolishness, but I respected her enough.
Yeah.
That like. And I believed in her enough where I was like, you know what? I believe you'll do the right thing. And she corrected it because I have that belief in them. Sancho don't have no belief in this brother.
That's true.
So the idea that he's going to go across this respectfully when he sees the mess that you're making. Like, bro, Ten Hag was really out here acting foolish, bro. Like, it was ugly from the jump. And Sancho sitting there watching you do all this foolishness, and I know it's required, the workplace, but emotions versus principles. Sometimes, in due reason, emotions get the best of you.
And that's where like it stems from, because Ivorian made a great point when he mentioned like what it's like being in an African household with the elders, saying with the Caribbean household.
He said respect the elders. I was like, damn.
Yeah, respect the elders. Saying with the Caribbean household, I'm sure she can allude to it in an Asian household. It might be like that in other cultures, and even with that, I'm not with that. I've said this. You know what I'm saying? Just because you are my older cousin or uncle or aunt or whatever, etc., you are not going to talk to me any type of way. But if I talk to you some type of way, then it's a big thing. Then you on the phone to everyone saying Carlos said this, he said that. It's just like, no, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just not with it. I'm just not having it. Like, no, like I'm not with that culture or no culture. But if I do that to you, now it's a problem. And just talk to me. If I'm in the wrong first, you know what I'm saying? I hold my hands up, especially at workplaces. I've said it on this pod before. I've bullshitted at workplaces, and if I get called out, I know what to expect. I'm not gonna sit and say that and be in the wrong and that. And I hold my hands. Yeah, I fucked up. I was late coming off break. I was late getting in. You lucky I really showed up, to be honest. But that's what I was thinking in my head, but didn't say that. But everyone's wired different. But yeah, go on.
First, was Sancho late to attend preseason? I heard.
Yeah, he was. And I've said this. Like, if he's late and he would have said it about that, I'm like, nah, you can't complain. Be on time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You lot have a place to be. If you lot have to be there at 9 a.m., that goes for everyone. Be there at 9 a.m. It's not tough to get there on time. You know what I'm saying? What else are you doing? You have ample time to get, and that goes for everyone. I've said this. Like, be there on time. You know what I'm saying? It's not tough for whatever the case may be. Like, and you know the time constraints. It's really not, but yeah.
But you know what? I think
with the Sancho thing, at the end of the day, Manchester United has this reputation in world football when it comes to mismanaged players. No matter how the scenario presents itself, like whether it's Pogba, even a Di Maria, you name it, like Alexi, all these big name respected players. Now even a Casemiro, come to United, and then they begin to be talked about a certain way. Then they go to another club, and you see that people see the best side of them. Then they start to ask, what the hell happened at United? And I think that plus Sancho's performances honestly might have priced him out the market. Like, he's a $40 million player now, and the types of teams that need his services don't really have money like that. So there's just multiple things contributing to the fact that we can't sell him. And I don't think you can, like, argue against anyone, you know, like whether they believe he's the bad apple, or, you know, whether they believe he's just, you know, in a bad situation. Each side has validity to it.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair. Yeah, go
on. I hope it's the situation of where both men have shaked hands, you know, willing to work with each other and apologize to each other. The one thing that people don't know about two grown men who have issues with each other, they don't have to say sorry in order to say sorry. You just give each other that look and you smile and you be like, you know what? Yeah, that smile tells you, that look says, you know what? I'm sorry. You know what? I was a bit of a dickhead. And the other guy responds in the same way. It's like, yeah, it's all good, without saying sorry. So I hope them two have apologized, because it's better for them two to apologize instead of being forced to apologize, because then you can see a better relationship on the pitch and on the training pitch as well. Otherwise, you don't want the situation of where the club themselves, Ineos, have stepped in and said, you men have to apologize to each other. Then the problem's not really fixed, is it, guys? It's not really fixed. The problem will still stay there, and it will still
we'll soon find out.
Because Ten Hag has to say one thing for Sancho to flip, because Sancho's just probably saying one more thing, one more time. If it's not resolved between them two as a gentleman agreement and an apology. So let's hope, guys.
Yep, and we'll soon find out. But that being said, Sheik already mentioned it as well. Sancho now being back, where does he play? Does he get game time? Like, what is it? Sheik, we'll go to you on that one. Like, where do you see him getting play time? If you see, where would you like to see him get game time, etc.? Because there is a lot going on, because Xerxes has been signed, and we will talk about Xerxes. I see the Euro links in the chat as well. We'll get to all that, but make sure you run up the likes though, hit the subscribe button, get us up to 40 likes, people. Yeah, go on, Sheik.
Yeah, so good question, because I'm still trying to think where I think he would be best equipped to play. But honestly, the real question is, how are we going to play? Because we don't know how we're going to play. That's really the question, is how are we going to play? I didn't watch the game yesterday, the one that we had against Rosenborg, the preseason one. But I was in Rance's stream, and I think 70 minutes in, we had our first shot on target in that game. And the lineup and stuff is like cool, whatever. I get it. A lot of players are not there, and we're trying to rest. And you know, the squad is just a bunch of like our youth academy and stuff like that, which I get it. It's cool, but still not having a style of play, even with it doesn't matter what players you have. You just need to have some sort of style of play. Like there needs to be a vision. Like in this game, we're gonna try to do this. We're gonna attack these channels, this and that. Like all these conversations as a coach, I feel like is default for you to have, right? But us not having some clear identity still in just this game makes me question again, is like, how are we going to play? How are we going to fit, let alone Sancho, even Xerxes into the squad? What happens to Højlund? What happens to a lot of these players, right? I don't know. And I feel like this preseason will tell us, of course, depending on who goes to preseason and all that type of stuff. But then again, last preseason, same thing. We saw Sancho playing as a false nine all of preseason. I was there myself at one of the preseason games, and I seen that myself. And then all of a sudden, the Wolves game, first game of the season, completely different lineup, completely different system, completely different everything, to be honest. So it just, it depends for how we play and stuff like that. Me personally, though, I think he's better equipped in our team and just in the league centrally. I don't think as a winger, he's able to produce a lot just because of how the league and stuff is. Normally you would, like wingers in this league, normally you have to have some sort of pace, that technical, that directness, which I feel like he does have to a certain extent, but can't really compare him to like a lot of these other wingers in the league. So I feel like Central is more better for him. Also because that whole false nine thing did work when we did see it. So I think I would try to play him central, but again, if it was up to me, I'd drop Bruno. But he's not gonna drop Bruno. So it's like like if it's up to me, this whole team would be completely different. But we know Ten Hag's not gonna do any of that shit. So it's like, how are we gonna play? and how are we going to set up, and all of that will really determine where Sancho fits into the team.
First, so this I've just pulled up the team because I didn't. For those in the chat, I didn't watch the friendly. Sorry, so I'm just seeing here. So it was Vitek in goal, Wan-Bissaka, youngster called Murray as fullbacks, Johnny Evans centre back. I believe that's Will Fish, and then the midfield trio was Casemiro, Mount, Hannibal, and then you've got Rashford on the left, Williams on the right, and Wheatley up top. Which Williams is that? It's Ethan Williams. So obviously a lot of youth players in there, but to Sheik's point, despite youth players or not, it should be the same thing. But yeah, Eddie, where do you stand with Sancho? Where would you like to see him play? Where do you think he plays? You think he gets game time? People have mentioned that he could still be moved on. So yeah, just thoughts on that.
I just want him to play. I think he's the type, like, he just moves around the pitch. Yeah, he starts out on the right, but Sheik has said, and I think we all agree, he's most effective in the middle part of the attacking third. And I'm just looking at where he can, because again, the Rashford campaign, I'm gonna start calling that joint the Homelander campaign. It's just forced, bro. It's just forced. The idea that this guy cannot move off the left and just hold that bench for a couple weeks, it's laughable, but that's a conversation that could take hours upon hours to have. I just want him on there because, again, I think he has the best combination of attributes that, like, of all the front three players that we currently have. I think he can finish with the best of them. I think he can get past people with the ball at his feet. I think if you give him athletes to play through, that's when you really start to see him do his thing. Just because, again, it's like the level of when I see it against the champ in the Champions League, like, yes, it's a one-off game, but there's a level of competition you're going up against that if you don't have it, it will show. That's why we can get bottom of group, whatever the fuck we were, with all those teams. Because when it came down to who can ball, we couldn't. And when it came down for him, he showed up and he showed out. So that buys enough credit in the bank for me to be like, you know what? You're one of those players, like, let me just try you out, see who you can link up with. And I think, honestly, he can play with every attacking option that we have. I don't think you can say the same with Rashford, Højlund, Garnacho, because they're all the same player, right? Even he can probably play well with Bruno. Like, I think he has that level of ability to where I just want to see him out there. That's it. That's it with me with him. Like,
Fez, you're just like game. It's a game time thing. Fez,
huh?
Nah, that's Fez.
Yeah, I guess, like, I understand the speed thing. I understand the speed thing. I really do, because of the athletes and what this game requires. But he's just so damn good. It's like there are exceptions to the rule sometimes, and that's how I feel about him when it comes to this team. So, yeah, I think to answer your question bluntly, like, the right side is the only available thing you can really staple down.
Because you got Rashford on it. Because again, she mentioned it. I'm going to talk about it when I give my thoughts on it. But with the manager, you know he's going to play certain players. Yes, Leon, what are you saying? You good?
Big up, Leon.
Talk it to you, die.
Okay, all right. You just start off as this, though. All right.
Yeah, boy.
Leon, what a way to start the season.
What?
What are you saying, Leon? Are you good?
What?
I'm good, man. I'm good, man. More important things,
yeah.
The darling of the UK.
Some things never change, but this guy is just on foolishness, man.
That's how we do people.
Big up, Leon.
Let me change my name to Foolish. 1 second.
This guy, I know it's Ten Hag in a bigger picture.
That's tough.
Southgate.
That's tough.
Or it's Rashford's gonna do bits, or Bruno. You know what I'm saying? Or Maguire can come back into the fold. This guy always got jokes. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I'm dead. You know what I mean? Man put fire for that, Yes, Yardman.
Big up Yardman.
I've never heard of Yardman Serginho, though. Man's Spanish Yardman, Crazy.
Big up Yardman Serginho. You know what I'm saying? You say Serginho, the Yardman accent it's got a ring to it. You know what I'm saying? But we all mixing. But what are you saying, Ivorian, as well? Same in regards to Sancho.
Well, I see him playing. You know what? I like to see him. Right wing would be an option, of course, because I'm dreaming of Anthony being sold. Because at the end of the day, we don't know. We know that Ahmed potentially will get a new contract because that's on the plate. And with Anthony as well, we don't know about his future because we've read at the start of at the end of last season that they might sell him. They might be interested in exploring and see the options of whether they can sell Anthony because he's not good enough. But right wing, number 10 position to deputize because I don't think anyone can dislodge Bruno Fernandes from that position, whether he plays good or bad. So I reckon Sancho at times to dip into the number 10 position when Ten Hag finally realizes he wants to rest Bruno Fernandes from that position, or whether he wants to drop.
Do you think he's going to do that?
Yeah.
Do you think he's going to do that?
Hey, this is just me just talking, innit? Because I know he won't. He never will. But the day he feels like, you know what, I feel like doing something different. You know, I want to drop a bit deeper and put Sancho in that position, and then play maybe Ahmed to be more attacking. I don't know, but those two positions I see Sancho playing. The left wing is where it's known to be his favorite position when we first bought him, according to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But we know that Rashford's got that position up for. But it would be nice to see Rashford go. But yeah, right wing, number 10 position would be my thoughts on Sancho's best position and where the manager would play him.
First, look at this guy's name, yo. And he wonders why I call him.
Yo,
I respect it.
Leon, you look sad when you wrote that as well. Like, you are sad.
I'm listening to a voice note in it. Go on. Sorry, there you go. But yeah,
I can't believe this, Leon. You're actually.
I've got a few reasons written down here of why Southgate should be the manager.
We weren't gonna go there, but we'll go there. We'll go there. Go on. Let's say this.
Cool. Right.
Hey, the brothers was on here doing it for Nigel. I used to thought Falls would be a part of the Southgate for Life Brigade too.
Someone's got to be. Do you know what I mean? I'm the Marcel of this show, so I'm here.
I got him.
Yeah, I'm the Marcel. I'm the new tie in it. So yeah, obviously we live in the best country in the world, isn't it? The only country that's called great. So you don't get Great Jamaica or Great America. It's Great Britain, isn't it? So you get me. That's the first reason, and he represents that. But to get united, I just watched before I came on here. Abon Lahore just rinsing him in it, and I'm by the way, I'm trolling with the Southgate. Abon Lahore, have you seen that? That is the.
What are you talking about, Southgate?
He's basically saying why uniting him when he's failed at every tournament. The run has been questionable. Every game at Wembley. Obviously people now football has changed. People look at like you could have the most horror. We could literally say, yo, let's do a show straight after a game. Yeah, we could get pammed like bare shots on the goal, yeah, like the whole game, and then we win it, stink it out 1-0. I don't know, the keeper goes through their legs last minute, but we got the result though. And that's what I don't like about football now, innit? Because like, what about getting to the result? Because it's not sustainable. But yeah, man said go to your bed, you know. That's funny. My mum used to say that back in the day. My mum used to say that all the time, innit? Yeah. You turn forward, go to your bed. Yeah, all the time, innit? But yeah, what's the main topic, man?
So we were talking about because we were talking about initially about Sancho and Ten Hag saying that he's a good player and it's good to have him back. And then where do you see Sancho fitting in now, or do you still see him being sold? Where would you like to see him be played in this coming season? Because you're someone as well who was a supporter of Sancho. Yeah. Did you not see the comments what Ten Hag said? I've
seen the comments of him after the game. People said
he said we draw on the line, we move on. Manchester United need good players, and Jadon is a good player. We draw on the line and we move on. Yes.
A few questions come to my mind straight away. Yeah, like,
talk about it, fam.
Yeah, mad. Holy
look
shit.
At Leon stumped, man.
Yeah, I'm like, holy hell.
Yeah, you're
for
like,
me,
whoa.
like, first thing that comes to my mind is like, were you smoking budge last season? Like, what the hell? You just realize he's a good player now. Like, what's going on? Do you know what I mean? That's the first one.
It's because he went to a Champions League final and he realized he's a good player.
Ten Hag lives in the
land. You see him go to a Champions League final. He's like, oh, you know, shit. Okay.
Ten Hag lives in the land of budge. Man said the budge land. That's funny. Also, yeah, this is mad. Is Wilcox a gunman? Do we need to look into like what he was doing before? Is his family gangsters and that?
No,
like, this guy must have had Ten Hag up by the scruff and said, "Yo, brother, this is what you're gonna do right now. Yeah, you're gonna go out there, stop being stupid. Yeah, got a big player out there. Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? And listen, bro, if you come back in talking foolishness, you're gonna get slapped in it. Do you know what I mean? Because he's moving. I don't know what's going on here. This is a 180.
He's basically saying cut out all the bullshit. He's saying cut out all the bullshit.
Kaneki made the point that I believe Barado and Wilcox were at City when Sancho was there. So it could be tied in with that as well, that they are fans of him. I believe they was there in the same time frame. And obviously Wilcox was... You've played...
Wilcox was there.
Yeah, he would have coached him.
Wilcox was there because Sancho was part of the academy at that time, and
Yeah,
Wilcox was
so he
part
would
of
know
the
him.
Man City academy. So yeah,
but it wasn't Wilcox the guy that sold him.
No, he wouldn't have been him.
I'm not
No,
sure.
he wouldn't have been a part because you're no. If you're a coach there, you're not a part of the sales. That's the sales team.
So even if
You
you
won't
say
be
I want to
sales.
keep him, they might.
Yeah, because youth players don't get. Say we sell a youth player like Kambawala, that's not on the youth coach, for example. That they let Kambawala go. You might be a fan of him. It's like that's the team who would deal with the senior players as well when it comes to signing players and selling players. But I don't believe he was the technical director.
He probably advised to like the coaches like, oh, I don't think Sancho's ready for like the first team, or he's not ready for like that type of stuff. Because Wilcox is basically that bridge between the first team and the academy. So he would report to the first team coaches, letting them know like, oh, like these players in this academy are actually, they're bright, give them a chance and stuff like that. And I feel like in Sancho's case, he didn't get that. That's why he was obviously sold. But
yeah. And Pep had his say as well.
I think he's being told that he's got to use certain. I think they've probably sat down.
Well, talk about it because others have said this. Go on, your thoughts.
Yeah, I think they've probably sat down because for him to do 180, you got to be careful with this Tenor guy, man. He's the Judas of friends, man. He's the snake. Do you know what I mean? He's the one that, do you know what I'm saying, gets like, yeah, man, I'll come and help you out of your yard, and then like, boom, you run to the shops and my man's chatting you gallop. That's what he's on. Do you know what I mean? So allow that. Do you know what I mean? Allow my man. Allow my man. Do you know what I mean? Allow him. No, he is. He's a snake because you know what he does. You know what you got to clock. He bigs players up and then breaks them down. Then he bigs them up. Then he breaks them down a lot. His default last season was like have you clocked it in the post-match things? He talks a lot about the players. Do you know what I'm saying? Like they're not performing to the levels. They're not doing what I'm saying and rather than the accountability of I need to look at why they're not doing it, how they're responding to the information that I'm giving them. Are the tactics right? Are they confident in the system that I'm trying to put across to them? So. I don't trust this guy just on his statement. Do you know what I mean? Like we have a lot of these talks on ManDem Talk where, and big up Marcel as well. It's good to have opposite opinions, but he'll talk a lot from when the manager says something, he believes it heavily. Well, I don't know. Your track record, hell no. Do you know what I mean? If we went through life like that, Flores, that's crazy.
Fair enough. Yeah, Leon, if he was winning Champions League and Premier League, you'd be like, yeah, Tenog's telling the truth.
Yeah, 100%.
But he ain't.
That's what I'm saying. So, what do you say? He's a good player and I don't know.
Yeah, and it's good to have him back. And shout out to Saeed as well in the cut. Big up to Saeed every single time. Subscribe to Saeed TV people as well. But yeah, that's what he was saying. So where do you see him playing? Would you like to see him? Where would you like to see him be played? Obviously, people are still mentioning about him potentially he could be moved on in the still this summer. But yeah, where do you stand with that?
I'm consistent. He's one of our best wingers. Him and Ahmad, full stop for me. Done. Do you know what I mean? No question about it. Do you know what I'm saying? Obviously, like for me, me and Nuruddin were talking on his yesterday, and we were saying about if he's about, by the way, I'll send him the link.
Send him the link. Yeah, I'll message you. Yeah, so that's the OG. Send him the link.
He's like for me to get the best out of Zirkzee, you don't play Rashford and Garnacho with him. You just don't do that because it's so easy to start pointing the finger at him and saying, oh, he's not facilitating, or he's the shiny new toy that's supposed to solve everything, which is what we've done for the last 5-10 years. Can't buy one player to solve everything. So he has to play with Ahmad and Sancho, in my opinion. Do I think it will happen? No, I don't think the manager believes in that. And people go, oh, there's no pace in the team. You can't attack like that. Yes, you can. You can actually hold the ball, retain possession, and work it up the pitch. Well. So, like, yeah, I don't know. Like he needs to stop, to be honest, for me, because he also facilitates other players, and his statistics are always good. Like it doesn't matter whether it's not an actual assist or a goal. I can see the impact that Sancho is making when I watch the game straight away. Do you know what I mean? Does he take a few games to warm into it? Yeah, but a lot of players do. So he's got to play for me. He's got to play for me. You can't turn around to me and start saying Rashford and Garnacho are in better form or offer more to the team at this moment in time. Do you know what I'm saysaying? Like,
I ain't gonna lie. I think the five-a-side near me, I could go and find man who offer more to the team than knows me for real. I think people really, because I really underestimate how bad our attack is, and I think because it was the whole thing with the manager and how bad we were defensively and all the stats and the amount of shots we were facing, people really overlook how woeful our attack is. We don't create, we don't score. We ain't cracked 60 Premier League goals in 3 years. We've cracked 70 goals once in the past 10 years. And people wonder what go on, carry on.
We have to, Zirkzee's not somebody that slaps the ball in from 30 yards out. Højlund doesn't do that either. So you have to work it into the box. And with players like Ahmad and Sancho, there is a level of you can read their game quite well, to be fair, because they're gonna give and go to get into the box, and then they're gonna make a short pass along the floor a lot of the time, or a smart pass. And they can do either. They can flash it in front of goal, but a lot of the time they like to do the pullback thing, or they like to feed it into feet. They're going to give you a ball that you're going to be able to hit straight into the net, like 9 times out of 10. Do you know what I'm saying? Anthony, I know people have. I don't want to open a whole kind of worms here.
No, this is you, man. You are the worm kind of opening.
Okay, cool,
guy.
let's go.
You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
cool,
Now, open the worms, yo. You are the guy for that, man.
But now he want to, little backtrack.
Yeah, I know.
You've always got the kind
I'm in a chilled, modest kind of non.
You always.
I came in with Vim, but I'm like kind of just letting down now, innit?
You are the guy.
I feel like, yeah, Flo's hyping me up, man. I feel like Anthony is a system player, and you will be surprised what you can get at. Look, guys, please hear what I'm saying. You won't get 90 million pounds worth of value ever. I'm just going to make that really clear. We got robbed. So yeah, do you know what I'm saying? But he can be a 7 out of 10 player in the right system. He can assist. I've seen it at Ajax. Will he do it? Will he succeed? I don't know. Do you know what I mean? But he can do thingy. I just feel like the less selfish players on the pitch, the better we do. We're not, unfortunately, guys, going to have a season where our striker scores 20 goals, our wingers score 15, and that's it. And everybody's going to have to chip in this season to get goals. Everybody. Midfield are going to have to score 5 to 10 each. Obviously, if we get Ugarte, he's not going to, but Casemiro could score 5 to 10 if he stays. Bruno could score his 5, 10, whatever. The wingers could score 8 to 10 each. And this is what Arsenal do now and other teams. Like, you do, the game has changed. You're not going to get that kind of sole scorer. So, yeah, I feel like do you know what I mean? Try and shorten it down. Sancho needs to start in this team. He offers a lot for them. He's very smart on the ball. He doesn't give it away. He works it into the box. He makes smart decisions. And in my opinion, him and Ahmad can play all 4 front 4 positions. They can.
So you like the Sancho left, Diallo right, Zexi up top type. Is that the third?
And I like the interchange. I like the
because they cannot make. That's fair.
They're all smart.
We'll talk about Zexi.
If you watch what Zertsky, Ahmad, and Sancho do, they're all players that have an idea of what they're going to do with the ball before they get the ball, so they know how to move in certain positions. Rashford and Garnacho just need space. They know that there's vast amounts of space.
They're players who run in behind. They're more players.
You watch American football and the running back just go. Do you know what I mean? Boom. Do you know what I mean? That's them, man, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, facts.
I've heard Eddie say that.
Hail Mary don't win championships. So.
I've heard man said week to week. I've heard Eddie say that. Them man just runners. You know what I'm saying?
They really are.
They are here
Bruno
running
right now. He don't know what to do with himself. He just running around the house, running around the neighborhood.
I said running around the house.
Where to run to. Then at least he comes to United. They give him some lines to like run in between, and he's all right. But for right now,
wait. Explain what you just said. What do you mean running around the house? What do you mean?
He just running around. He got a big house, so he just running in the house.
Yeah, man.
Maybe playing
like,
he just running around the house. Go to the backyard a couple times, come back
running for in and out, no reason. Like everyone just sat at the table. Like what's going on?
What he doing? He's going to Paris for Portugal. He got a marathon. I think they got a marathon. He ain't beating my Kenyans, but he'll try.
That's funny.
In regards to the Sancho situation, like I've said it countless times on him, super talented player, without doubt. Needs a system like this Euros has shown and the Copa America has shown that 95% of the players need a system. And you take that system away from them and they struggle. Because we've seen some of the best players in Europe struggle. Like I watch Copa America. I watch Vinicius Jr., who I think is a bad boy winger, struggle. Kylian Mbappe, the same, struggle. England, the list is long from Kane to Bellingham to Foden to Rice. The list goes on and on and on. And I'm sure there's many other players from many other teams that we can name. So, but people will try and use that against Sancho as if that's a shot. Here's the thing is, Ten Hag is still in charge. I do not see this ending well. Like I said last summer, where is Sancho going to get? Should he get game time? Yes. Not saying that he should not get game time. Will he get game time, in my opinion? No. And I'm sure in the conversations they had, and this is just me guessing, I have no inside knowledge, that they spoke about that. And they spoke about where Sancho's going to play and when he gets game time. Like, I'm just looking at this logically. And it's like when Lingard was here under Oli, and Lingard, there was talks of him moving him one summer and he decided to stay. And my thing was, where is he getting game time at that point? Because he was never going to. And it's the same now. I look at it, left-hand side, Rashford and Garnacho, two of his favorites. On the right-hand side, you have Anthony. Diallo, who it took pretty much the entire season for him to get minutes. So I don't see him playing on the left. I don't see him playing on the right. We just signed Xerxes. Højlund is there. There's talks of another striker. Also in the 10, we know he's not going to play Bruno. Plus, this manager don't rotate. I do, like, to me,
what do you mean? You mean he is going to play Bruno? You said
he'll play Bruno. Yeah, he'll play. We know he's going to play Bruno. So it's
you're right.
Where is Sancho even going to get game time, in my opinion? I don't see it happening. Because he don't rotate. Go on, Eddie. Go on.
My fault.
That's cool. Go on.
This is where it gets to the Wilcox part of the question.
Yeah.
And it gets to the Ineos part because, again, I think when you look at what happens on game day, it's a collective strategy, especially if you're at a team that's actually like about something. You take what the physios say, you take what the technical director says, you take your input as the manager, of course, and then you implement that on the pitch. And it would be in our best interest to rotate because of the amount of talent and numbers that we have at each position.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make sense burning these dudes out, especially when we're back in the Europa League, 2 cups you know we're going to play for.
Yes.
It's real simple to find guys 2 weeks where they're the primary off the starting 11, and other guys might finish the game. But the common theme is, what's this egghead going to do to mess that up? That's the only thing,
Eddie. That's
that
where
we can't project for.
And that's it. Because she mentioned it earlier about how we're going to play. And it's kind of like with Sancho coming back. Yes, it's great on the fact of that because he's a talented player. But how are we going to play? I don't even think Sancho gets ample amount of time to have any impact. I mentioned the players already.
Flawless.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying, let me add
about it, before you go, Ivorian. That means if Sancho's getting regular game time, that means that Rashford, Garnacho, Anthony are on the bench on a regular basis. I don't see him doing that. I don't see us at where that happens. And add Xerxes in the mix as well. Maybe Højlund, he'll drop because we'll see that. But with Sancho, I just don't see. And I hope I'm wrong. And he has, I don't know, a manager personality transplant. And all of a sudden starts rotating. Because Europa League, I believe, is even longer competition with the new format. Because it's now a league format. Obviously, you've got Carabao Cup, FA Cup, Premier League as well. So it's not like there's a lack of game time. But then on top of that, him getting ample game time. And then also the system. Because if that's the case, he going to look like the rest of our attackers looked last season. Terrible. Yeah. Well, yeah, go on, Ivorian.
I think there's a possibility of Sancho getting game time, and there's a possibility of Tenor probably rotating because it just depends on the outgoings of players going out and the quality of players coming in. Because, of course, one of our reasons why Ten Hag probably didn't rotate a lot is because he didn't trust the other players and probably weren't good enough to play in that position, and then the quality just keeps on going down. So it depends on whether we bring in quality players, and we are looking at players who got the quality. You know, the players that we've been linked to are good players, and they can bring in an opportunity to rotate. So again, as long as Anthony, and I'm hoping again, fingers crossed, he gets sold, you know, and Ahmed signs a new contract and Sancho comes in, there will be some rotation because I'm expecting quality players. I'm expecting a good 23-man squad where the players that we've called what's the word? What was the word we were saying before? The fringe players and etc.
Yeah.
The players that weren't being used, who have left or not getting a look and are not good enough. They're gone, and quality players are in. That allows the manager to, you know, rotate the squad because it's like for like, and each like for like is the same amount of quality or even better, or just a little bit less quality than the player that's been changed with. So I'm hoping that will be the case, but that all depends on outgoings and incomings. If the outgoing and incoming is not good enough, expect Sancho to sit on the bench. If Anthony has not left, Sancho will be on the bench, and then we expect season 2 of Sancho versus Ten Hag
And
drama.
that's where I'm at with it. Because this is why I said last summer, before you go, Sheik, I know you're going to chime in on this as well. It was like, can't we see that this is just a recipe for disaster? And that's what this looks like 2.0.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why I said move on Sancho. And that's not because I don't think he's talented. I look at it and I go, unless this manager is, like I said, one, going to start rotating heavily, and two, play a whole different style, where are we getting the best out of Sancho? Because either Sancho don't get game time and then that causes friction, or Sancho gets game time and doesn't play well, and then that causes conversation. Because it is all eyes on, even though our entire attack has been rubbish, all eyes are pretty much on him. Obviously, any new signings, there'll be eyes on them too, but also with him. So I look at it and I go, I hope I'm wrong on this, but this just, I can see the car crash down the road. That's how I'm looking at this. This looks like it ends badly again, and it's like, right, it's 2.0. But yeah, go on, Sheik.
Yeah, a couple of things. One, the big difference between last season and this season was obviously we didn't have the structure around us, so a lot of these decisions were Ten Hag's decisions to make, and I feel like that was a big problem. Why is the manager making all these type of decisions when we're supposed to have people in certain departments to make these type of decisions? Now this season we do have that structure. Also to consider, we do have a completely new coaching staff as well, like assistant coach. We've got 2 new assistant coaches, so a lot is new, a lot is changed. That kind of makes me believe that, like, even though I hear you, Flawless, like it could happen, the 2.0, like it could be a thing, I feel like it might not, because it's not his decision to make. He has a lot of other people around him which are consultants, which I feel like, I don't think it won't get to that, because they won't let him get to that. They'll take it themselves, which like they'll be like, you know what, let me take over this right now. Like, you go take care of all of that type of stuff. We'll figure out all this stuff behind the scenes, right? So I'm inclined to believe that, but then again, this is just a belief. Like, we don't know whether this is actually going to be the case. We don't even know in this Sancho situation what it really was, because let's get things straight. He's back. The reports are that he's back into training. The reason why they say that is because he was banned from it in the first place. So he's back into training, saying that they've made up. This doesn't mean that he still can't be sold. He could be sold tomorrow.
That's true. That's what people in the chat are saying.
Yeah. Like he really could be sold tomorrow. And even then, like I'm a big fan of Sancho, and I've said this on this show before too. End of the day, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. I'm looking at you too, Sancho. Like, this is a point for you to prove. When called upon in this team next season, you have to perform. You have to perform. That's the only way that you save your place in the squad, really, right? So it's like it's on everyone. It's like, Ten Hag, I think you need to do your job in sticking to your word and playing him, if that's what you guys have discussed. Sancho, you need to also go out there and perform. Like, you've been given an opportunity, which a lot of players don't get this type of opportunity at a club like this, of this magnitude. You've been given another opportunity, so you definitely have to go out and perform. Let's say he performs and he's not part of the plans. Worst things worse, we sell him for a good price. Worst things worse, we get money off of it.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Where comes the balance? Because obviously, like, football fans are very fickle now. They people saying, "Oh, Ahmad's not good enough. Played 4 games."
Yeah.
Leicester's not good enough. Played like 2, 3, 4, 5 games. Do you know what I mean? Where comes the balance where you go, you've got to perform, but let's be honest, Donny van de Beek, say what you want about him, never got a run. Do you know what I'm saying? We've had players come into the squad, even like back to Shinji Kagawa and stuff like that. They don't get a run at all in the game, in the pitch. And I know momentum's key. Like, I've watched players play.
Is my biggest concern, Leon.
What these?
Will he get a run? Will he get a run?
Momentum.
I really do everything.
Well, you think in and out,
not getting a run.
Yeah.
I can't see it.
What if
I can't see where Rashford get out of it, and Anthony, or 2 of those 3 have to be out of the team on a regular basis for him to get a run.
I just want a manager that plays. Obviously, we've got the manager here. I'll just let Sheik carry on. But like, I just want someone that plays them on form. It's simple for me. If you're on form, play. If you're not, don't. Or if you're slightly off form but you complement the system, calm. But sorry, where comes the balance where you're like, he needs to perform, but he needs the game time? Would you be fair if he gets like 2 games and you just made your mind up, or what do you reckon?
Wait, sorry, say that one more time. My bad.
I'll say, where comes the balance for you where you're like, he needs to perform this season? Yeah. But like, can you judge that on like, he gets 4 games or something? Can you be like, oh, he's just not cutting it?
Well, see, this is the thing. So let's say he plays the first 3 games, right? And let's say in the first 3 games he has a the first game's like a 6 out of 10 performance, 7 out of 10 performance, and then a like 4 out of 10 performance. I still think he still had a 6 out of 10 and a 7 out of 10 performance, and depending on whether we win those matches or not, why shouldn't he be in the squad? He's not saying improved it, but he's been part of a squad which has led to a result, and it's in your first 3 games as well. So why shouldn't he be part of the squad? Is what I'm trying to say. So it's like. One thing I don't hope is Sancho doesn't turn into the Ahmad of last season, because Ahmad of last season was given 15 minutes against Nottingham Forest, didn't see him for like a month or 2, and then was thrown into the lineup in our last like 10 games of the season every single game, pretty much, right? Whether it was injuries, because we did have injuries, whether it was obviously Ten Hag just rating Ahmad and been like, okay, I should have put Ahmad on the bench because he's actually a quality baller, or it could be a bunch of reasons, but it's like, for me, you have to play Sancho if you've taken this U-turn. Otherwise, what's the point of you keeping him? Because there's no point of you keeping him if you're not going to play him. 2, if you're going to play him, then play him. I agree with Leon, play him regularly, because that's how we got the best out of Ahmad too, when he played regularly. Ahmad didn't have a 10 out of 10 every single game. Like let's get that one thing clear. But he's shown signs of improvement because he was in the squad regularly, and
he added value to the team basically every time.
And I'm a big believer of rhythm. Like, you have to have some sort of rhythm when you're in a squad. Like there's no way. Like when we play pro clubs, Flawless, if we randomly add someone tomorrow into our team, our attack's a little bit shaky because, and this is not a shot at anyone, but I'm just saying like any position, our attack is a little bit shaky because we're not familiar with how we play, and that's why it needs to be some sort of.
Because one thing we do have in clubs is a clear system. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we have a clear system.
Everyone knows their role. Like defensively, offensively, everyone knows. Like, man, don't even have to say. Everyone's like, all right.
Like, cool. I haven't seen Spooks play anywhere other than right back because he knows his quality position is a right back, and he links up with everybody else so well as a right back. So same way, it's kind of like all these things. I feel like at the start of the season have to be underway. You need to have a board in the back talking about how players are going to be in this squad and what input they're going to provide, because what's the point if you don't have any idea of how everything's going to turn out from day one? It's going to be last season all over again, which I don't want. So and what's going to look worse is that it's going to be last season all over again with a structure. So that's the thing that's going to look the worst.
Well, I think the biggest thing is,
the
biggest thing is we have to see a style of play, and obviously I know that
we have to.
The 10 Hag were saying they can see shades of it for 5 and 10 minutes, but
I just want to stop you. Who are the 10 Hag because you was looking like left and right.
Oh no, I'm just saying. It's just an expression where you're like, oh god, you know what I mean? The 10 Hag they're just, I don't know, man. People go like, I don't know what football's come to, man. People literally go like, we were doing the mid press for 7 minutes. I'm like, oh my god.
You know what it's come to, Leon? Feeling. I was having this discussion when we were talking about like England and Southgate yesterday. It was when I was on back again yesterday, and it's just like a lot of fans are not win by any means necessary. Word to saying, a lot of people are not Malcolm XFC. It's not like by any means necessary. It's first and foremost, how do I feel about what's going on? Do I like the manager? Do I like the players? Forget skill set. Forget whether they're getting the results. Forget performance. Do I like, for whatever reason, as case be? Do I like you because you're from Manchester? Or do I like you because you're English? Or do I like you because you're from somewhere else? Or do I like you because of the way you play? It's a feeling thing when you mention it, like what it's come to. Because you'll hear that a lot. He gets the club. How many times have you heard that? How many times have I heard that? What does that mean? All 5 of us here get
only understood the club, but never really understood the club.
He gets the club. Die for the badge.
How
do you attribute dying for the badge? What does that mean?
Because when something good happens, you save a goal. You save a goal, a cross, you score a goal. Yeah, it's how much.
Yeah, what is that?
I mean? He's low and McTominay. Like,
what does that mean? Oh, he's Manc born and bred. I'm Manc born and bred. So give me a shirt then.
He's hugged the fans after scoring a goal. He loves the fans. He hugged the fan after scoring a goal. He loves the fans.
That's it. So when you say what it's come to, obviously we over exaggerating to make the point. That's where we're at, Leon. It's feeling. You see it with Southgate. Man can fail tournament after tournament and get lauded. Tube station named after him. Talks of him being knighted, him doing an exceptional job, and it's like, whoa. Did you not see what happened? Oh, when he lost, but it's okay because he did better than everybody else. So he just failed better. And you see it, it's not just us, you see it with Arsenal like Arteta. Oh, he got us back in the title race and we finished second twice. Who would have thought we would have been here? You man failed. You were runners up. You won no trophy. Oh, but he's better. Yes, he's better than you expected him to be. Yes, he's performed better than previous Arsenal managers. I'm just using them as see with Chelsea with Poch, or it should be it's a rebuild, so it's okay. You man were mid-table for large parts of the season. Oh, well, that's okay. We can't keep sacking managers.
Why? Yeah.
Never heard any type of nonsense in no other elite level sport.
Too much. Well, that's the thing. We're in a country or we're in an era where too much things are being accepted.
Yeah,
we're
like
accepting a lot of shit.
You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking? And you'll see it with Liverpool with Slot, depending on how he does. And you'll see the split there. Because Klopp had him all on one side. It's like because he was successful. Success shuts up most people, but then when there isn't the success, there's the divide between people are like, this is not good enough, and the people like, give him a chance. Can't keep sacking managers. I don't understand that.
And then
there's no one better.
They'll try and talk you out of you're just negative. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
allow that. Do you know what I mean? So, do you know what this is?
The can't keep sacking managers thing pisses me off so much, bro. Do you know what shit pisses me off so much?
That's why when I say to them, Sheik, I say, "What's your baseline?" I'm like, "Where is your cutoff point?" And they're like,
"Yeah."
I think I've heard people say like, "Yeah, well, we were 8th." I'm like, "No." Like, it's not league position. Like, where is your baseline? Do you know what I'm saying? Where do you cut? Do you know what I mean? They'll be like, "Oh yeah, another one that stinks," is where they go. Oh yeah, 10 hours win percentage is probably one of the best managers we've had since United. Don't give me this bullshit stuff. This little scumbag.
Who the fuck cares about?
You know what it is? It's the scumbag winning table. That's what it is. It's a scumbag winning table. That's what it is.
And it's stuff like that that is just like. And again, hope. What does hope come from?
Yeah,
feeling. I hope he does better because I like him and like that's where it is. That's where it's the we're at.
Where do we even hear win percentage? These guys just bring up stats to like boost their agenda, shit that we don't even really hear about. They just bring it up to boost their agenda, bro. Yeah,
I've been watching Carlo Ancelotti more than half my life manage. I have no idea what his win percentages are.
Yeah, exactly. We just know.
I don't have
what is it that you do know?
He's been managing longer than some people in the chat been alive. I have no idea. I'm fully grown with a beard. I was in primary school watching him manage. I still don't know what his win percentage is. I was in primary school watching him manage.
What's for Alex's win percentage?
That's the percentage we're looking at, Playboy. We keep it real simple and plain. We wasn't paying attention during math class, homie. Show me.
Talk. Yeah, real
Show
talk.
me what counts. That big silver trophy right there, that gold one right there. Yeah, that counts.
I've been managing since I was in primary school, and I'm grown. And I still don't know this man's win percentage. What are we talking
Eddie, what
about?
You saying, man? You got the stew. Eddie with the stew, you know.
Nah, I hear some porridge, man. I'm not
I
here.
knew you were gonna say that. The real porridge. What you got a cold? Yeah. What's that?
Little porridge, man.
What porridge is it? What porridge?
I don't even know. It's Kenyan though, and it's
Kenyan porridge on deck. You know,
Yeah,
I hear it.
Shout out my cousin. You know how to put it out.
You know what? For me, the way I support United is the way that I live my life. And it's like if I go to a restaurant and I get under par food, I couldn't give a shit. Sorry, excuse me. I couldn't give a shit if 90% of the meal is good. Do you know what I'm saying? Like if you're like, yeah, everything's good, but the mash is cold, straight back in the kitchen. I don't care. You know what I mean? People like and my brethren, and this is a message directly to my. Let me look into the comments. It's a message to my brethren that come out. Are you embarrassing me? No, I'm self-employed. I work hard for my money. So if the food ain't right, I'm sending it back because it only costs you cost price.
Simple as, man.
Like, bun that. So for me, I don't live my life as a United fan where I just go, yeah, we struggle, but we won. Like I wasn't even that bothered. That I was happy that we won the FA Cup, but really and truly in the whole season, I'm not that bothered. Like, I know it sounds rubbish, like you're like, you won the FA Cup, but like dead ball, man, dead ball. We wasn't enjoying to get there.
Of course,
you know what I mean.
It was a shining light in what was just a very dim season. It's like, that's 100%. That's a positive. Like you mentioned in there, it's like going to a restaurant and it's like, all right, the drinks was fire. You know what I'm saying? Cocktails was cheap, got me waved, but the food was terrible. That's what it is. Where you'd go back for the drinks. Like that was the highlight.
Exactly.
But the food was woeful. The starters was woeful. Mains, dessert, all bad. Like that's what it was like
shit,
watching United.
everything.
Yeah, the service was terrible. There was a leak in the roof. It was awful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
I saw
hey,
a
you know
mouse
what?
running
drinks
across
were
the
fine.
side and everything.
You
know what?
The drinks were nice though.
You know what though?
The drink slapped.
Yo, you
The
know what?
drink
Yeah,
slapped.
it's a good analogy because the Glazers are the owners and they're trying to save money and say, "Oh, just tell him, convince him the food's good." The waiter is the poor manager and the fans that believe the bullshit that come out and say, "Yeah, we can't really swap that." No, you can. I'll walk it back myself. Do you know what I mean? Like don't tell me rubbish. And I hate. Do you know what I don't like in my life as well? Sorry, I'm a bit ranting now.
No, it's cool.
Don't like pointless conversations. You know, like pointless conversations with people where it's like, "Oh, we can't really do that." Yeah, what do you mean you can't really do that? It doesn't make sense. Like, don't give me the block red. I'm not interested. Like, I don't like it. It's like when, like, it goes back to when it was lockdown and people are, you shouldn't really be coming here without a mask. You shouldn't really be getting in my way as I walking in. Just let me walk. Like,
what do you mean? Yeah, no, that's actually.
Do you know what I do as well? Like, I'm quite ruthless.
What do you really mean by that?
Bro, I don't stop. You know, I don't stop for pointless conversations. People go, "Yeah, can I just?" No, you have to walk with and talk with me. No, off. Do you know what I mean? So, but yeah, sorry. Bit insight to
Bro,
me.
I could take an episode of Kitchen Nightmares and just put like Glazers instead of like Gordon Ramsay, and that's literally like how it would be, like how last season would be. Like the Glazers are probably like, "Oh, that shit's like undercooked. Just put it in the microwave." And just
that's it. That's it. Yeah,
like
that's
literally,
it.
like it's literally that type of shit. Like it's like it's not cooked well. Fuck it, put it in the microwave. You're not gonna know. Just give it to him. He gonna eat it.
Where they say on the show, no one's ever complained to us before because they just don't want to say anything. They just leave and don't come back. Exactly. This is it. Yeah.
That's exactly it. So
before we continue though, just over 70 people in there. We're at 64 likes actually. 70 likes. Let's run up the likes.
Oh man,
let's get to 70 likes. You lot clearly missed the show as much as we did. Make sure you subscribe to Sheik TV. Make sure you subscribe to Only Sports. Make sure you subscribe to Red United TV. The links are underneath in the description. Not just on this live stream. Every live stream on the channel, Ivorian, Leon, and Sheik's channels are all underneath in the description, all on the featured channel page as well. And I add them to the title in a second. And we even mentioned it already. So much with Manchester United. Joshua Zirkzee actually officially signed to Manchester United from Bologna. Thoughts on the signing? We'll go to you first, Leon, on that. Thoughts on the signing?
Zirkzee.
Yeah. Zirkzee.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good player, man. Like, I feel like he facilitates a lot of what we need. One thing I'm happy with is like Martial was one of my favorite players. So I feel like Zirkzee is not Martial, but he has profiles to this team that can offer similar. There are shades of that in there. And what I mean by that is he is he's unselfish. If you watch the way he plays, where he carries the ball and stuff, there's always passes to be made off that. He doesn't just play for himself. He has an idea of what he wants to do before the ball comes to him. Like, he's great on like little half turn, feeding spaces. I think it's a good signing, man. I think it's a good signing. We have to be patient with him and we have to understand what he actually is. Don't think because it's a new shiny striker that he's just going to slap all the goals and then he's not very good if he doesn't score 20 goals. Just really watch what he's offering to the team. Watch what he does on and off the ball, and then you can really make a judgment of him. I think he'll come in and I think he'll take Rasmus's spot, and I think that's healthy. And I hope the manager can realise that our front three can be very interchangeable.
That's name, yo, this guy.
Don't serve me bullshit. So for me, the manager has to realise that the front three, don't be too set within what you're putting out on the team sheet. Yeah, interchange these guys because Rasmus can easily float to the right or the left. Sancho and Ahmed can play false nine. So let's see what they come up with. But overall, Zirkzee, yeah, man, good signing, man. Good signing. I've seen some things online, people saying like, oh yeah, he's big physical and he's going to be like really strong in it. It's not his game. Like, that's
I think that's the because he's 6'4". That's where that stems from, and he can shift.
Yeah,
that's where it stems from. You know what it's like? As soon as you 6 foot, are you just strong? Like, people are quite height to being necessarily strong, and I'm not saying he is or he isn't. I'm just, but I hear your point on that.
You know what it is? Yeah, people have got to watch football to be like, they're so obsessed with like the height.
I'm gonna see you. Big up, done.
The height, the
attributes. Arteta in. Man.
That's hilarious. They're so obsessed with like this 5'6" player can't do this, and this tall guy has to do this and stuff like that. If you actually watch football and you watch technically, yeah, if you just know fundamentally how to look after the ball and shield it and how to position your body, it doesn't really matter what your Do you know what I mean? Size not that. I watch Ahmad, yeah. It's hard to get the like Kobe Mano as well, hard to get the ball off. And I feel like with Zertsky as well, quite similar. So I'm not looking for this. I don't know what they want. What do they want? Who's a big striker? That I don't know. I'm not looking for Chris. What's his name? Chris Wood. I ain't looking.
Yeah,
for
you're
that.
not looking for Chris Wood.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. Ivorian, what are you saying? Thoughts on the Xerxes signing?
It's good to bring in another striker in because we've all been desperate to get another addition in. I hope there's more.
Bernardo,
I can't sit here and tell you guys that, oh, I've watched him play and all that, such, etc. I'm going by what I'm reading and what the little YouTube clips that I've seen. Tall, 6'4", strong as well, fast, can drop deep as well, into play as well, beat a man and take shots from inside the box and outside the box as well, which is a great thing. And I looked at his portfolio when he was at Anderlecht, the amount of appearance and a good amount of goals, which is good as well. And the fact that he came from the Bayern Munich academy as well, and then played for Bayern Munich a little bit, but not really being involved with the first team, and then went on loan, went to Bologna and done well. So again, it's good to bring in another young player. Love the name because it reminds me of Xerxes from 300. I hope he plays like a Spartan, you know, because we need that. A Spartan that scores goals, not the Spartan that we have. That I'm talking about Hoyland, the other Spartan that we have.
Ivorian. Who's the brother from 300? Which character is that from 300?
Xerxes.
The main guy. Oh, the evil guy.
Is it the one with the Is the Xerxes? Xerxes, was he the? Xerxes
I thought it was the villain.
Leader
he's the evil guy.
The evil guy. The Persian guy.
Yeah.
But yes, but Xerxes was a giant, you know, in 300. It was like some next Greek, some Persian god. That's difference. But yes, back to that. Yeah, I hope he does well, and I hope he can bang as well goals because we need it, man. We need it. But it would be nice as well to get another additional striker because again, his goals return wasn't great last season. But when you play with better players that can improve your goal tally, you look at Hoyland. Apparently, he scored about 9 or 10 goals for Atlanta.
Yeah, I think he got 9 in his last season, and then he got
playing with Manchester United. Although they hardly fed him, and he scored most of his solo goals, he ended up with 17 or 18 goals. So it's about if you're surrounded with quality players, the output will probably be better. But then again, it's about Manchester United and their system, whether it can work. And I'm with Leon. Do not play Xerxes, Garnacho, and Rashford because that man then don't feed you, bro. You will be saying I'm hungry, but they won't feed you, bro. They'll just look at you.
You know, that's the front three. If we don't sign another striker, that is the front three.
That was like a semi-pause. That was like a semi-pause, but yeah, correct.
That's a pause on that.
Hey, yo.
And where's the soundboard, bro?
I need to get one still.
That's true.
Man, glad to get another young player in the club, man. But let's hope it's more to marry, you know, because I still want to see exits. I still want to see Maguire leave. I still want to see Luke Shaw leave. I still want to see Scott McTominay leave. You know, I would love to see Anthony leave. I keep on saying it again and again. We'd love to see a surprise sell, which will be either Bruno or Rashford. We'd love to see that as well. And which other scrub that I've never mentioned, I'd love to see him go as well. Did I say Luke Shaw?
You can say him again if you want.
Yeah.
You can say him now.
You
didn't, but here we go.
Definitely worth saying twice.
But good though.
Nah, first. Eddie, what are you saying in regards to Joshua Xerxes? First signing for Manchester United of the Ineos reign.
I rock with it. Like Warren, I'm not gonna come out here and say that I've been seeing him play all this and all that, but just the pieces that I have seen, he fits what I like in an attacking option. Mm-hmm. Keeps the ball close. His highlights are not him running after the ball. Mm-hmm. Those are not his highlights. True. His highlights are receiving the ball.
That is brilliant analysis.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
It's true.
You see, you put type of in.
Mm-hmm. His highlights are not
Rashford, you think he ran the 100 trying to catch Usain in this hole. That's what you think he's trying to do.
Well, it's because we have a lot of those in our team right now.
That is the best joke. That is brilliant analysis. That hit me.
Yeah,
sorry.
And you think it's a fast forward too, the amount of times they ran hella fast, and you think the whole thing's a fast forward, but now it's real time. So I'm a fan, bro. I think, don't have him drown out there though. Like you got to play players that are on his wavelength. Garnacho and Rashford. Yeah, I don't know what they be thinking when they out there. Like I said, kick and run. So see ball, hit ball, run after ball. Real simple. That's what I think goes through their head when they go out there. That's all I see. You see, that's all
Man
it
said
is.
see ball, hit ball, run after ball.
Run after ball,
kick ball. It's that every time. Every time, bro.
Oh my god.
So I'm like
Talking to kids, you know.
if you see him, if you see Garnacho, I swear to God, right? Sometimes he'll kick it too damn hard and then he'll fall chasing after it.
Yeah.
I don't know, y'all, like his touch is terrible.
Motherfucker
His
always
touch is
running,
terrible.
man.
So we need more technically sound players. I like the profile, but Flawless, you've been preaching this shit, and I see it the same way. We better get somebody who knows what he's doing, i.e. like Ivan Toney, because both them young dudes just look lost. Like he will look lost at certain points during this season because he's young. If he was the type of talent that he hits the ground running and like you can rely on him week in and week out, his price tag would have been much higher than it actually is because of what the market looks like. So he's definitely a project player, hasn't really built his reputation, and he's hopping into a different kind of league than what he's been playing in. Ivan Toney or Ivan Toney-esque strikers are a must. And it's a good signing on the Ineos aspect because you can see they're going after young, talented players to build them up. And what you want to do with those young, talented players is show them what a constant professional looks like so they can kind of mirror that, which is good. If we get Lenny Yaro, you get DeLitt. DeLitt's been playing football at a high level. He can see what he does and kind of replicate that himself.
That's a very point.
Xerxes, Hoyland, if they can see somebody who they can somewhat respect because he's putting the work in, that'll only add to their development, though. He has all the tools to be dope, and I'm excited for that pickup.
No, first, same question to you, Sheik, in regards to Xerxes.
Yeah, 100%. I echo everything that all you guys have said. Like, I think he's, from what I've seen so far, he's good. 6'4", technical. He can link up well. He's someone who can create for himself too, which I feel like is a good plus because Hoyland had a very, very tough time doing that last season. Like Hoyland would pick up the ball and just not know what to do after that, or he'd lose it. Joshua Xerxes is the type where he could pick up the ball, maybe beat the first man, and then try to create or something after that. So I'm for it. Again, and just I completely agree. We do need, like, we really, really do need Ivan Toney. Like, we really, really do. We need a third experienced striker because it's going to be the same thing again as last season, where they're just going to be left out to dry in that team with no support, no type of, again, it all goes back to the same thing. How are we going to play? How are we going to play?
That is it, yeah. That is exactly what it is. That's exactly what
it all goes back to the same thing as like, how are we going to play, man? But it's like, we need an experienced striker because they can learn off of him. Also takes the weight off of their shoulders a little bit too, because we know how United fans can be, the media can be. So it takes a little bit of weight off of their shoulders to have someone like Toney come into the team. But also, it's good. Like, Rude joining the club now as an assistant coach, that's great for Xerxes to learn from someone like Rude. That's like the best thing ever for him personally, Hoyland too. But yeah, I'm for it. Price tag, perfect. I can't complain. I don't think we overspent. I don't also think we underspent. I think it was around the perfect price. I think we paid a little bit over his.
Yeah, we paid a little bit. I think it was a little bit over his release clause because
then we paid over 3 installments. We've only paid 14.
Over 3 years. It's a 6-year contract. It's a 5 or 6 year contract. Yeah.
So it's 14 mil live.
What is it?
Good. 10 million a year. Good.
So basically, it's 40. It's 40.
Yeah.
What is it? 30. Is it 42?
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's like 42. And I think we paid like only 13 or 14 up front.
Guys, this is what it's supposed to be when you have structure. You don't have idiots running.
So basically, for me, that's why I believe we're going to get another striker, and I think
that's why I think so too.
I think we're going to get another striker. I think we're probably going to get Toney or another striker because I feel like
we definitely need.
Yeah, we do need. I feel like
for me it's Toney. Honestly,
yeah, for me it's Toney. But people have to understand with the Toney deal, it was never going to get done early anyway because Toney is number one going to make his last big contract. He does want United. You can tell he wants United. I think he's made it clear before. You could there's hints out there. I think
the rumors are there.
Yeah, he would because obviously like
I've seen a lot of links.
Yeah, there's ManDem here. I feel like for him it kind of makes sense to stay in the Premier League. He doesn't really risk anything because if he plays well over 2 years, then he'll still go on to at 30, you'll still be able to get another fairly big move, even if it's a Chelsea or just like a foreign club or something. Because people are going abroad now to like Bayern and all sorts. Like you could go Bayern after Kane if you played well here. And I feel like with Tony, you got to understand that like Brentford, it makes more sense to do the deal later because Brentford want top money now. The closer it gets to that window shutting, they're going to realize, shit, if we let this go till January, he's going to go for peanuts.
Yeah, because he's only got a year left on his deal.
So you can literally go there flawless and you can offer 40 million quid. You can offer 45 million quid.
And you know, as I say, Leon,
that's good money for Brentford.
The type of guy that can go to Brentford and tell him that I want to leave.
Yeah, and I give my thoughts on Xerxes as well. I believe this is breaking news. Big up to Paul. Manchester United are negotiating personal terms with Lenny Yoro's representatives after having a 52 million offer accepted by Leo for the defender. That's from @Jamie Jackson __.
They're talking salaries now, isn't it?
Twitter. So yeah, we're talking it is Lenny Yoro. Ivorian.
So let me stop saying no to Manchester United. Tell them, can you stop leaving me alone? I've got a future man and all that stuff. It's called Real Madrid and all that kind of stuff. Pause. Is that what Lenny Yoro is saying? Now all of a sudden he's telling me, yeah, you can talk to me now. Is that what he's saying? That scares me. You know, the last player that didn't want to come to
what you're
United.
saying, yeah. But the thing is, in the analogy that. Yeah, I'll go with it. The analogy that you're using. Yeah, we'll do the analogy that you're saying there. Yeah, it's like, yo, if the girl allows you to do the thing, you win it. You know what I'm saying? She's like, got a boyfriend. But if you approach her, yeah, and she's like, oh, God, don't do that, Leon, because you've done this. You are light-skinned dog. You want to do light-skinned dogs.
Boot me out the stream. Boot me out the stream.
Yeah. He's definitely done this because we've all been here. If you're of a certain age where you approach a girl, you talk to a girl, and she says, oh, I got a boyfriend, but she's giving you a green light. We've all been there.
Yeah.
She's telling you because if she tells you she's got a boyfriend,
on
you know that.
Sarcasm City are the views of Flawless and not of Leon's reality.
It's not involved.
You know.
It's not involved.
So yeah. And ironic that Eddie comes back at the same time. Cause I know him to have been in this situation. I'll just be the one that's honest enough to say we've all approached the girl before where it's happened, and she's told you she's got a boyfriend, but she's giving you green light.
100%.
We've all been there. That's Lenny Yoro clearly in this situation.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Look at these guys hiding, putting their headphones on, putting their hoodies on. They know. Putting up disclaimers.
One second. I will say this because I'll get rid of all the ManDem to explain it. We've all been there before. ManDem can lie on live streams. It's all well and good. We've all been there where you are approach a female and you are talking to her and she says she has a boyfriend, but everything else is green light. Everything else is green light. And like we've all been there. That's the Euro situation. If everything else is green light, you go run that. You go run the green light. You know what I'm saying? What are we talking about? She might give you amber. You gotta run the amber light. What are we talking about here? And that's it in this Lenny Euro situation. Oh, I want Real Madrid. Yeah, sure. So why are your representatives talking to Manchester United representatives then? You can tell your representatives, no matter what the offer is, we've all been there on Football Manager when you offer for a player that says offer contract and his agent says this player has no intention of joining your club. Why are his representatives talking to Manchester United? Because you want to see what the offer is. Does he prefer Real Madrid? Yes. I say that. So why is his representatives talking to Manchester United if there's no intention? Let somebody else go and try and sign him and see what happens. Let Brighton or Brentford go in for him. You think Brighton or Brentford are having talks with his representatives if they offer 52 million for Euro? Come on. All right, let's be real. But let's get back to the show anyway. Let me bring the man back in. You already know. Just had to. Just to clarify.
I'm glad you did that flawless.
I'm great.
Lovely.
Shit.
Go on.
I just want to say something before we continue. Yeah? In that scenario, I'm doing the Ten Hag tactics, not the gegenpress. I'm sitting back. I'm just saying, I'm sitting back. I'm chilling.
Jeez, Leslie.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Leslie wilded in the chat. That's too far, Leslie. But big up to Leslie. Big up Leslie. Big up Leslie. Big up the Sarcasm City TV community, man. You lot are real ones. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my goodness.
I know you're comfortable. That was a hell of a therapy session.
Yeah, man,
it's the truth, though.
But and that's just what it is. But back with Euro, his representatives, United have made
that Leslie comment hit like that Van Persie header in the World Cup. It's right over the top. You love to see it. The mask is coming off. You know, I tried. Yeah.
As I was saying, like
the same, but thoughts on Lenny Euro.
Based on your analogy, he's giving us the amber light right now. He said, you know what? Okay. So it's good. It's good.
See what it says there. Negotiate in personal terms.
Exactly.
With Euro's representative. So it's not like we're just talking negotiating. Why are you negotiating if you only got eyes for Madrid?
So it's indicating that he's not saying no to Manchester United. He's open now. You know, he maybe doesn't want to wait until the end of the season, next season, until the contract runs out. Maybe he wants to make that move to a big club now. The one thing about Lenny Euro that I like, he reminds me of Raphael Varane, the whole situation of a young, up and coming, very good, talented centre back in France who's tall, very good in the air, reads the ball well, a bit Langley as well, solid on both feet as well, quick, as I said before, and young, and got that talent to become a world-class defender. And again, Manchester United said this is a unique marketing opportunity to go for Euro. So to them, unique opportunity could be that he's potentially could be a generational talent. He's one of the best players that they've seen, and he ticks all the boxes. I'm happy to see that, and I would like him to come. But it's all about your heart being there when you want to come to Manchester United. You know, I've like I said before. My example I was going to give is we've been in that position where a player does not want to come to Manchester United, but was forced to come to Manchester United. And that was Angel Di Maria. He didn't want to leave Real Madrid, but he was forced because Real Madrid wanted to sell him and make some money off of him, and it never turned out great. But in this time, in this situation, it's a 50-50 with Euro. Yes, his dream move is Real Madrid, but again, Manchester United is also a dream move for as well. It's not like you're going to a lower club. It's still a step up. It's a massive step up. It's one of the biggest club in the world who has the same repertoire and reputation as Real Madrid. Our names ring bells, so you get me, around this world. So it'll be good. But I'd like to see him come in because I want to see a young player come in, pause again, and do their thing and show themselves, man. Lero is a talent. Trust me, I struggle to talk after that. Guys, I struggle. I think that's what I said. But Lero is a talent. I hope he doesn't have that injury record of Raphael Varane. But more to Mary, man, because that means to me that Pussio Harry Maguire is going for sure. And Victor Lindelof is going as well. Like that fake ass Viking, man. Fucking blonde hair with blue eyes. What kind of Viking is that?
Fair enough. Anywhere do you stand with the Lenny Euro deal could be happening? Do you need a minute?
He needs a moment. He needs a minute.
Hey, actually, let me ask a question to the chat. Or any
I'm trying to do better. I'm trying to do better.
I hear you. I hear you. To anyone in the chat with Euro, I don't know too much about him, so like I've already just mentioned he's similar to like he's Varane. Like he's similar. Would you say he plays like Varane in terms of just profile? Forget skill.
That little
in the chat as well,
kind
people.
of awkwardness
like profile wise, like to the chat, not skill set. Who's he like profile wise? So even if it's a poor centre back, I'm just trying to. Who's he like that's like in the Premier League currently? You could say, oh, they're similar to him in terms of what they do well and style wise. But I don't know too much about him, but I already know without watching him, he's better than the centre backs we have. He's better than Maguire. He's better than Lindelof, and I've not watched him because they are just not it.
Also, Real Madrid very rarely go for players like that who they don't think is going to be a good fit. Like they don't gamble when it comes to that type of shit. Like they know what they're doing. So it's like
Real Madrid know a good youngster when they see him, bro.
I'm guessing he's out of Clairefontaine as well. Yeah, he come through the French academy. I'm guessing.
I'm pretty sure. Good question. I don't know.
No idea.
What did you say?
Sure. Yeah, I'm not sure.
I said
he's in the Olympics.
He was in the Olympic
squad.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Because a lot of the men in the Olympic squad, many scrubs in it, like Lacazette, and a few young talents.
Yeah,
he's not in the squad. He's not in the squad.
With Euro, that's another exciting transfer option. And at least you can see the plan of what any else are trying to do. Mm-hmm. They definitely just going over promising talent. And I trust them when it comes to this type of pickup because the people we've been linked with are the people that I actually enjoy watching them play, even if they're not with United. So that's what's giving me hope. So I guess he'd be playing right center back.
Yes.
Is he right foot? Yeah. Is he predominantly right footed? So I'm guessing right sided centre back would be the.
But he's good on both foot, so he's comfortable.
He can use both feet.
You like that. You like that type of talent. So as long as I don't see Luke Shaw playing left back, I'm honestly with whatever when it comes down to that back line, because I think for the most part, they've been always able to sort themselves out when Maguire and Lindelof aren't involved. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, if he gets a lot of time, that's good for us. The key for that back line, though, we all know is Martinez.
Yes.
It seems like he's going to get much more of the responsibility, and De Ligt, when he comes in, will probably be the starter. So having a guy who can play both sides is always a plus. The thing is, I think we'll probably promote a youngster or something like that, because they're going to need at least 4. And if Maguire's not, if they're trying to force Maguire out, that means he's barely going to play. Lindelof's been talked about in a lot of transfer news, so yeah, it'll be interesting to see his development as well.
Yeah, and I'm looking here; he's not in the French Olympic squad.
Yep. Yeah, I checked as well.
Yeah, NBCOlympics.com. He's not in the squad.
So yeah, it just comes straight through the training, so it's all good. Yeah.
No, yeah, that's what it is. What do you stand with it? Yeah, we'll go to you, Sheik.
Yeah, same thing. I'm all for it. I've honestly not watched like in depth too much of his game and stuff like that. Like I've seen comps and what people have been saying, but it's been general consensus is it's a good signing. Like if I'm hearing rival fans are not happy that we're getting Lenny Euro, we're doing something right. So it's like I'm for it. Real Madrid obviously going after him too. It's tough. It's a tough situation because I remember the Camavinga situation hurt me a lot. I'm not gonna lie, because we were very, very, very close to Camavinga, but he chose Real Madrid, which most people would do if that was the 2 options that they have. But I'm for it. Like I said, I think it's not comparing him to Varane, but he could be that Varane type of player for us. I think it's a good replacement. 6'3", only 18 years old as well, so he's still got a lot of time, a lot of football to play. Good also in hindsight in terms of our squad. That means we don't get to see a bunch of other people play, hopefully. But yeah, I'm for this signing, man. But at the same time, like Ivorian was saying earlier, if he doesn't want to come, then if he doesn't want to play here, then just don't come, man. Just don't be here, because I don't want anyone here who's not for it from the get-go. Like this could be anyone. This could be a Messi, this could be a Ronaldo, this could be an Mbappe, this could be anyone. I don't want anyone here if they're not for it. If their soul, like if their first thing in their mind is not the success of this club, that's I don't want it. So, but if he does end up joining, and if there's a U-turn and something like that, cool. It's cool. I'm for it. But yeah, man, Leicester United. Let's go, Leicester United.
Leicester United. What are you saying, Leon? Lenny Euro deal seems as close to they're negotiating. Obviously, terms accepted by Leo, but now it's just negotiating with his representatives.
So we were talking about yesterday with Lenny Euro with the deal. People are frustrated and like, if choose United, do it now. Why are you messing around? Been offered a deal he had interest from Real Madrid guys. Come on, I mean, look where we are, look where they are. Any of us would do that in that position where you take your time. Obviously, the deal was nothing like United. I feel like,
yeah,
it's a win-win scenario for him. Full stop. He's 19 years old. Is that right?
Yes.
18. 19. Yeah.
He signs a 4-5 year deal with United, becomes a better player. He'll hopefully, well, not hopefully, but in his head, that Real Madrid offer might still be there but they're quite ruthless. They move on. So I guess that's why he was considering it, because he's like, if I make this move now, I might not ever get the Real Madrid move.
True.
So some pigeon in the fifth from my door. With Lenny Euro, the deal was where the player was unsure what he wanted to do. The deal was agreed with the club. They would need to make their money, so they need to sell him. I mean, what are you going to do if we're running a club and you get offered 40-50 million quid and you get offered 17 million quid? You're obviously going to push the player. But the sticking point we was talking yesterday is like, does he actually want to come to United? Because if he doesn't want to come and he signs, we've got an issue there, because you've got someone that doesn't want to be there, which regardless of the talent is not a good.
No, that's facts. That's facts.
Yeah, I can't confess to have seen that much of him, but if you're 19 years old and you've managed to become was he in the team of the season in the thingy? Was he just one of them?
I'm not even sure, but yeah, you were right. Yeah, he was like
first stood out at Lille. So Lille's a good club to test yourself before you can go to a bigger club. So yeah, I'm all for it, man. I don't feel like at 19 years old, if he's got the talent, it's a bad thing. I just hope that when he comes, he isn't the first choice. He needs to be the first off the bench, because even if he's good enough, you have to give this guy time to bed in. Do you know what I mean? Even if he goes 10 games, comes in, and then hits the ground running. I don't want to do the shiny new toy thing, which I talk about a lot. So yeah, it seems like a good deal for me. But we need another one. We need another one. So
see, saying there as well. Yeah, go on, carry on.
For me personally, yeah, I was speaking about this as well yesterday. We need another centre back, we need another midfielder, and we need another striker. Yeah, on top of like what we're getting already, yeah. And we need a left back. So we were talking yesterday heavily about Gutierrez at Girona and saying he's quite a good match at 35 million release clause is a good little deal to do.
Left back him, yeah?
Yeah, left back at Girona. For me now, it's a case of if you've got Zertsky, you've got Euro, and maybe you buy Tony or whatever, you buy Agate, yeah, and you go, right, cool, we've spent that on the ones that are the 40 to 60 million pounds, yeah. I really don't mind bringing in the 7 out of 10 players that cost you 10, 15, 17, 20 mil. Do you know what I mean? Because that's what we're going to need to get through to the next level as we face people onto the bench who then eventually leave. Do you know what I mean? And layer the squad up. So if you're going to get another centre back after Euro and it's some 15 million pound kid or it's somebody that's proven, I'm cool with that. I am cool with that. Do you know what I mean? So, but yeah, I don't know, man. I probably need to go watch a bit more of him, but it seems pretty good. So, I don't know whether he's athletic. Is he an athletic?
That's what I was going to ask. I'm hoping he's athletic. I'm hoping there is athleticism there.
I said to him yesterday, that's the piece that we need right now, because Bailly was the one, but he just was obviously couldn't stay fit and he was mad when he played. But his attributes is what we needed, and we haven't had that.
I was a big fan of ERIK Bailly, bro. I was a big fan of ERIK Bailly.
By the way, if they're athletic enough, they can actually play right back as well, which puts pressure on.
He can play right back. I was just looking at transfer market.
Yeah, because I don't care about. I just want the pressure. Like, you're not playing well, so Euros come in. I want the managers to turn around and say, you two should have that spot, but my man's took it because you haven't playing well. So yeah, you know what I mean? So carry on, bro.
And yeah, that just speak as you was talking there about Euro and like the money that we offered and stuff. Remember when United were broke and had no money to spend? Remember that one?
Yeah.
Just as I'm thinking about it, it just hit me like I like the goal. Like every we had 50 M's. We only had 50 million to spend, and we just 52 million accepted for Euro. How much was Xerxes? 40 M's over
42.
42, 49, and we're linked to Agate and we're linked to Delit, and there's talks of Tony and Gutierrez, who Leon mentioned, and the Turkish fullback and the winger at Girona as well. It's like, come on, you gotta be smart.
We told you so.
Without doubt,
we told you so.
You gotta be smart in that. But yeah, it's also
when I owe people money. I said the same thing when I owe people money. I'm broke.
I'm broke. Lenny Euro is in negotiations with Manchester United and salary conditions. Real Madrid are still there, but are now behind in the deal. That's from at the bill _ then is it Delit? But yeah, the Warrior J wrote that earlier. So yeah, thoughts. I say with Euro, I can only echo what some of the man have said in regards to. I've not seen a lot, heard about him, don't know what he's like that. Hopefully he does add that athleticism and that pace. Hopefully he's good in the air, because with his height could be a problem. He's played right back, so I guess he's technically sound as well. I also mentioned that he's 2 feet as
he
well.
Must be athletic, flawless. He must be athletic. You know?
Yeah, I hope so. I really do. I hope he is.
Yes.
I hope he's athletic, because that's going to be needed next to a Martinez, for example, who is the more aggressive one. Or even if it's a Delit as well, you need someone there with, you mentioned Bailly's attributes, that is needed in particular in this Premier League as well. If we are going to be playing this high line, because Dante mentioned it about signing players and with no system. I have not forgotten that Ten Hag is still the manager. That's why my nephew asked and said, "Oh, what are your expectations for the season?" Very little. I expected nothing from the season, to be honest. I'm
good
not,
football.
Like,
sorry.
Better, what are your expectations?
Better football, not good football. Football. Better football. Can't get worse, can it? I mean, sorry.
Yeah.
Such a word famous last week.
Yeah.
Hey, Leon, you never know, man.
That's it.
You never know.
That's
man.
it.
But yeah, I think I have a more clear perspective on this team. Like when we're at like the first game of the season, when all the signings and stuff are made, I think I'd have a clearer perspective of where this team could be. But yeah, it's just simple as that. How are we gonna play, man? How are we gonna play? We didn't have no identity yesterday. We actually didn't have no identity yesterday against the Rosenborg, whatever that team was.
Yeah, it was Rosenborg. Yeah, and
no identity.
And that's where I'm at with it in regards to. I like the business we've done. I like the Euro links. I like the Xerxes signing. I like the other players we've been linked with, but we still need more. I still don't trust his manager. So you know what's going to get us through? What got us through games last season? Individual quality. That's what we are relying on. We lost Varane, who's a blow. Martinez being back will help. Hopefully, Casemiro can get back to his first season form. Rashford's due a good season because he's one good season, one bad season, one good season, one bad season. So hopefully it is the one good season from him. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully he returns. But I heard he was terrible yesterday. But look at what we're relying on. So just to clarify, I have not changed my tune. I'm just here giving my opinions on the signings. And do I like
Rashford is two-faced now?
Yeah?
Let me get a coin. Rashford's just two-faced
now. That's what it is now. Yes, Lucian, moments of brilliance. Like, that's where we're at. Because I don't, unless this manager
is two-faced with one Rashford, man.
Unless this manager changes my mind, like, I don't see too much changing apart from the individual quality beat. So let's say we do sign Agate. We still need so much more. Man, I mentioned left back. We still need a left back. Still need another centre back alongside
two midfielders, really.
As well. We still need two midfielders. We still need a winger because our attack is rubbish. And the thing is with Xerxes, which I'll get into now before we close out the show, good signing, it seems on paper, like his attributes. Only thing you can't tell is obviously mentality and his mental attributes and how he'll do here. Because Højlund last season seemed decent in regards to technical attributes, physical attributes. But mentally is my biggest problem with Højlund. And with Xerxes, you are coming into a terrible predicament. You are not, it's not just, we're signing Xerxes and he's going to be a complementary piece. Or we're signing Xerxes and it's going to be, you can just be a good player. And then, no, we're looking at him currently right now to transform, not only play exceptionally well, but transform the team. Get other players firing. And it's like, man's legit scored, 13 goals in his last 2 seasons. And that's not a shot at him. That's just the facts of the matter. All this pressure coming to a new country, new teammates, new style of play, playing against new opposition in a completely different league. And we're saying, hey, you know what? Transform us. I think that's unfair to him. Now, he might prove me wrong and actually like ball out, but we still definitely need a senior striker. If it's not Ivan Toney, somebody like that. And then you have Toney, you have Xerxes, and you have Højlund. Then you have competition for places. People are like, why do you want another striker? If Xerxes gets injured, we have just Højlund. If Højlund just gets injured, we have just Xerxes. You don't want to be left at any point in the season with just one striker. So go and sign another one.
And you know for a fact he's going to play Rashford up front, which stinks. You know, that's what he'll do. We'll do Rashford up front because he's not.
I am not looking forward to. I am not looking forward to
this season.
Or it'll be Bruno. It'll be Bruno up front.
Not this season anymore.
This myth of like 3 strikers needs to end as well. Like we had 3 strikers with Sir Alex, man. Like I've been hearing some people say, "Oh, why are we going for a 3rd striker? Why not?"
We need
you see how many goals we scored last season? Did you see how many goals we scored last season? Why not?
This is why we also need a winger as well because our attack is awful. Our attacking options are awful. Yeah, Sancho being back good. Will he get game time? Diallo being there. Will he get game time? Xerxes will, but we still need more. Like people have mentioned in the chat about our fullbacks as well. This is why go get a left back. You can at least help out offensively as well as defensively as well. But we'll see. Am I looking forward to the season? Nah, I'm not. But
there was a chance of that. There's this like one kid in our academy. His name's Harry Amas. I don't know if you guys have heard of him, but Harry Amas. He had potential. Like honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Like I seen a little bit of him yesterday. I don't think he's ready for the team because prior I was hoping that maybe he gets. The way Manu got integrated into the squad last season, I was hoping that maybe he does. With our left back problems anyways, I feel like he would have. But I'm not going to lie, I don't think he's ready. Like, I seen him yesterday a little bit, and I don't think he's ready at all. But in the future, that's a player to look out for sure. Harry Amas, 100%.
Guess what, Sheik? Harry Amas got that talk that Kobe got when we won the FA Cup. Little talk in the ear that this can be you. Yeah. So you just never know. He could get the opportunity.
You never know.
Yeah.
I don't think I think he'll get an opportunity this season. I just don't think he's ready. I don't think he'll like, you know, take most advantage of it and stuff like that. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it all goes.
And that's it. That's where I'm at with it. Like, we'll see how, but am I again looking forward to it? No, but I can still say well done in negotiations, and we seem to be heading in the right direction. I'm hearing rumors of the correct players leaving, and even with more players coming in, that means potentially less game time for the players we don't make. So we'll see how it goes, but we are going to close out. You lot have clearly missed the show, which is fantastic because I miss doing the show as well. Make sure you subscribe to all the ManDem. Links are in the title, people. So subscribe to Ivorian's channel, subscribe to Sheik's channel, subscribe to Leon's channel. Links are in the title. Man, I mentioned it. The streets aren't ready for it, but I'm sure it will happen soon. Cause I'm sure Eddie Lucian will get a channel because he said, Eddie, we need a channel from you, bro.
100%. We need
the channel will be there. We definitely,
like I said, brother, I owe too many people money. I don't want them seeing me too much, so I can't, I can't say, but I appreciate the love, my boy.
There we go. So yeah, subscribe to all the ManDem's channels. The links are in the title. Not only are the links in the title, they're underneath in the description, not just on this live stream, but every other live stream on the channel, and they're on the featured channel page. So go like and subscribe, follow all the content over there, people. Hit the like button on here, subscribe as well, whether you're watching this live right now, watching this back. 93 likes, so we're gonna trick triple digits, which is cold. So big up to you lot. And on top of that, don't forget this show and all the other shows on the channel are available on audio only platforms, people. So Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, wherever you listen to podcasts, type in Sarcasm City TV, because you might not want to listen, you might not want to watch and listen on YouTube. Maybe you're just like, you know what, I just want to listen on Spotify. So follow us on Spotify, Sarcasm City TV, 5-star us. iTunes, or you iPhone users, 5-star us on there. Same with SoundCloud as well. But big up to you lot. I know I couldn't get to all of the comments, people, but my bad. Yes, Warrior J, I'm raiding Rant's channel. I'm back on with Rant's, not been on there in a minute, so we're just going to redirect over there, people. And big up to Don C, who says, is Sancho being back for the reason for when things go bad? Ten Hag has someone to blame. Maybe Don C. I see that. I don't see it ending well. That's why I said it. I just didn't want to be pessimistic, but I look at it and I'll go, it's game time. But I could be wrong. Maybe Ten Hag completely we play completely different football and he rotates. And everyone gets game and we start playing this attacking football. But yeah.
Ajax ball.
But yes, big up to David, says big up panel every time, single time and chat. Yeah, big up to you lot. So not only we back, obviously I'll be with Rants in 5 minutes, but then we're back here on the YouTube channel. All the crossovers are back. So ManDemUtd podcast, ManDem City podcast, myself and Vate are back, talking all things Manchester United, talking all things Manchester City, because they got Edison could be leaving, Kevin De Bruyne just talked, Savio's been officially announced as well. It's not been officially announced, but will be their first signing, plus more, because they're trying to 5P. So yeah, we'll be talking all those things. And then 8:30 p.m. we're live on the playback for Pro Clubs, the playoffs. So 8:30 p.m. we're on there, and then 12:30 a.m. we're on there. So content all around at Sarcasm City TV. But anything you might want to add before we close out?
No. Subscribe to Sarcasm City TV. People, don't give me excuses. Don't serve me no bullshit. Yeah. That's how we're
man. Let's get this channel.
That's my new one. That's my new one, you know. How did you get on with the
don't serve me the bullshit.
The thingy one, the 16 out of 10 teas, they sold out.
Oh, they did well. Yeah. I just closed the shop, but I'm gonna reopen it back with more merch. But yeah, man, the tea so they told this way they sold better than I expected. Like the people support.
I haven't seen Ryan in a bit still. I hope
he's good.
He was in the chat earlier on. If you didn't,
he's good. He was probably in the chat chatting.
No, he was. I saw his name.
Was his name? All right, yeah. So see that I just automatically ignore him. Like, I see his name, I just tune out instantly. You know what I'm saying? That's what. But he will be back when I bring back the United Liverpool show. Will be back. ManDemUtd analysis at Anfield Friday. Time will be 8 p.m. So Ryan, the rest of the Liverpool mob will be there as well. We're just trying to sort out that show, but that'll be back as well, people. I said 16 out of 10.
It's there. Look,
now.
It's there.
Hey, wait. Hey, chat. Let me know if this is still for the story.
By the way, can I just say the two girls below us are looking 16 out of 10s today, both of them.
Right, big up the panel. As for you know what's hilarious, Leon's
no, the other version.
I got you.
But what's that? The two girls below us are looking 16 out of 10s today, both of them.
Brother, what's that? What's that, brother?
You know what's funny? Do you know what I've just clocked? As he's speaking, it transitions to the different clips. I've only just clocked that. It's still funny.
No, yeah, it's easy. The chat fucking with it, you know. You
got your answer, Ryan.
You love to see it, people. And once I open back up the shop with like Sarcasm City merch, there'll be more 16 out of 10 merch or like hoodies.
Ryan, you're looking at that image was like, I don't know what that image was, Sony Ericsson quality on your webcam and that, yeah, but like you're lucky because if that was HD, people would be stopping you in public saying, "You're that
Yeah.
See,
But
like,
it's calm.
Sanga,
So you
yeah.
know what someone did? Someone sent me a design and it was kind of like drawing like in chalk, and it was like the four of us like on. So I'm gonna put that on a t-shirt still.
I seen that. That was fire.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. In the group chat I did. Yeah.
Fire.
This is fun. But yeah, we're gonna close out. Love to everyone that's locked in. This has been the ManDemUtd podcast live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Thank you very much for tuning in.
Big up.